you know you're probably not going to do it. Like, really, if you wanted to do it, you would have done it by now. If you were capable of doing it on your own, you would have done it by now. And if it's been a month, 6 months, a year, years, and it hasn't been done, then you're doing something wrong. Hey guys, welcome. So if you clicked on this video, it's because you want to create a change in your life before a certain amount of time. There are only a few things that cause changes in an instant, and usually those are big life-changing events. Unfortunately, they're not pleasant ones. Stuff like a death in the family or a separation of something, like from your job or a relationship, some big life-changing thing, fucking weather. There's so many fires here in California. So like big stuff like that, obviously, they come and nothing's ever the same, and they force you to change. You have no way of knowing when those things will come. And usually I never wish bad things for people, but those are the only kind of things that really force a change in an instant. Otherwise, people change gradually. They change with their habits. It's just small little things that you work on it a little bit every day, and then over time you've changed. So we cannot control events like that happening. The only thing we can control is our habits and what we do with them. So if you are really looking to change and you want to do it gradually, then keep on watching. So before you can change, you need to see where you're at, because otherwise you won't feel the need to change. You won't see what there is to change. So you need to review where you're at. I did another video, how to plan your 2020 or something like that. I'm going to link it down below. But basically the 3 main questions that I asked in that video was, first, for you to review where you're at with your accomplishments and also things that didn't work, like honestly where you're at. Second is to review what didn't work, because that's where we're going to learn the most from. And then third is, what are your results telling you? So our results tell a story. Just how companies review their numbers, the numbers tell a story. The employees can say one thing, but when they see their numbers and there's not enough selling, they don't lie. So we have numbers too. We have numbers too and results in our life, and you need to just stop and look at them and give an honest answer of what's the results telling. So take yourself out of the equation. Don't have an ego about what's going on. Take yourself out as if you're just a third party who doesn't care, and look at the results and be honest about what story they're telling. So once you've given an honest review and can really see what's going on with you, next you need to have a big why, because in order for there to be a change, you have to have a reason. And please don't have the typical, I want to look good in a bikini, I want to have a lot of money to buy a house. Like, those things don't really matter. Those things can be taken away from you, and what are you going to do then? You're not going to be happy. So you need to pick something that's bigger than those things that really matter to you, that cannot be taken away because it's part of you. Does that make sense? That's a big enough reason, and that will cause you to want to change. This is the most important step, so please don't skip on it silly. And I also have videos on this. I will link them down below. But yeah, don't proceed without your big why. You won't want to change without your big why. Change is hard. Next, commit to your growth. You need to put your money where your mouth is. So what that looks like is, I always say, hire a coach. I hired a health coach this year. It was not cheap, but it was the best thing I've ever done. And I will continue to make that investment because I'm absolutely worth it. But that's putting my money where my mouth is. I had previously tried, this is an example, but I had previously tried to work on my health, joining camps, joining things, and they cost money. I even got a trainer and they cost money, but it wasn't enough to make me really commit. It was comfortable. Like, oh, okay, I can pay this much, and if I don't show up, or if I still eat crap, no big deal, because you're not gonna grow if you're not forced to. And in this case, this investment was something that I have never really made an investment like that in that amount for that kind of thing. So I went into it fully committed to do whatever they tell me, and even then it was hard. And that's the thing, is you need to put your money where your mouth is. If you have the habit of saying you want to do something and you don't do it, and you know that about you, that's fine. But then do something about it. Don't just continue to try to do this on your own if you know you're probably not going to do it. Like, really, if you wanted to do it, you would have done it by now. If you were capable of doing it on your own, you would have done it by now. And if it's been a month, 6 months, a year, years, and it hasn't been done, then you're doing something wrong and you need help. So you need to put your money where your mouth is. That means you hire a coach, a trainer, or a program, and don't fucking buy the cheap $100 ones. You need to push yourself a little, get out of your comfort zone, and spend on yourself. You are the best investment you will ever make. Next is to make changes in your environment. If you're really going to change your life, your environment has to change. You can't expect to get the same results if your environment is the same. And I know it's not as easy as it sounds, but again, that's why change is hard. So if that means that you need to stop hanging out with certain people, you need to have a different job because it's not supporting you. Maybe where you're living, maybe the way you're living, I don't know, every person's different, but your environment has to change. Please hear me. You can hire the coach, you can spend the money, you can make the promises, you can do the work, but if your environment that was not supporting you before, because that's also part of why you haven't changed, because we are who we hang out with. So if your environment is the same as it was before you committed to this change, you're going to make it 3 times as hard, and it probably won't happen. It'll be near impossible, because we are our surroundings. We're in it. So if you're someone that's always with negative people, if you live with someone that they just have fucking junk food all the time and order pizza like every other day, no matter how hard you're trying, like does that make sense? Like, you need to set some boundaries. You need to change your environment. You have to. You have to. It's a non-negotiable. That includes relationships too, by the way. So take a hard look at that. And next is take action. This is the part that makes or breaks you. You will either take action or you won't. You are either going to be someone that's your word or you won't. This will be either a new year with new results, with life-changing success, or it'll be just like it was last year. That's up to you. Which person are you going to be? That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you heard, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and comment below what's the first thing you're going to change this week.